Living in alignment isn't just about self-care these days. It's a form of activism. And connection both to ourselves and to one another is its own kind of resistance. And the systems like patriarchal capitalism thrive when we're all disconnected from ourselves and from each other. They thrive when we're feeling overwhelmed and running on autopilot. And New World Normal has always existed to disrupt all of that. Welcome to New World Normal Podcast. I'm Debbie Harrell, your host and the Question Normal Coach. This podcast is all about examining our norms. Whether these are societal norms or personal norms, these are the systems, the cycles, and the patterns that are keeping us stuck. They're often keeping us overwhelmed and underfulfilled. So if you're less than excited by the status quo and you're ready to create change, disrupt, and do better, challenging the norms we've all been told will make us happy, asking the questions that we've been conditioned to ignore, and change our lives and our communities for the better in the process, then stick around. As a lifelong questioner and someone who prefers to operate outside of the box, I've designed this space for us to do this together. The disruptor, the cycle breaker, the rebel. Welcome. And now for today's show. Hey friends, it's been a minute, hasn't it? If you are new here, welcome. And if you have been around for a while, maybe since the early days, I'm really glad you're sticking with me through all the twists and turns and the thousands of distractions we're all dealing with. I really appreciate you giving me some of your attention. I'm Debbie, and this is New World Normal, a podcast and a community space where we question the norms that we've inherited. We challenge the ones that are holding us back or making our lives difficult. And we imagine a world that we actually want to live in and one that we are willing and committed to creating. And yes, I know it's been almost a year since I've released a new episode. Let's talk about that. Promise, not going to be a trauma dump. This is more for a little bit of perspective and maybe a little vulnerability. But it was definitely intentional. A few things actually collided in my 2025. First, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Trump took office again. He managed to unleash a level of chaos that made it hard to show up for almost anything because it was very difficult to pretend that everything is fine. And it's still impossible to pretend that everything is fine. And talking about my coaching and about alignment, while entire communities were being targeted and at risk, it felt tone deaf. And I wanted to wait till I could figure out a way to do it responsibly, effectively, and with some care, and hopefully be able to be helpful in this moment. At the same time, I was caring for my aging dog, my 15-year best friend, as she was approaching the end of her life. And honestly, that alone would have probably taken me out for the year. But then as I was grieving her, I ended up with an eye issue. It was a torn retina, then eventually detached retina. And that diagnosis, treatment, surgery, recovery, it took the better part of my year. So yeah, the podcast took a back seat. Honestly, most things took a back seat. But here's the thing, the time wasn't wasted. I was able to reflect and had some epiphanies, if you will, some things shifting for me. And I realized that I didn't want to jump back in and do business as usual or quote unquote normal. I didn't want to just sell coaching programs. I didn't want to crank out content just to stay visible. I didn't want to keep contributing to all the noise. There's so much noise. I wanted to be intentional about the way I was showing up, especially as the world is feeling so chaotic. I've always said that our daily actions shape the world around us, but now I see that more clearly than ever. It's been a real lifeline for me to be able to stay connected to my values. And living in alignment isn't just about self-care these days. It's a form of activism. And connection both to ourselves and to one another is its own kind of resistance. And the systems like patriarchal capitalism thrive when we're all disconnected from ourselves and from each other. They thrive when we're feeling overwhelmed and running on autopilot. And New World Normal has always existed to disrupt all of that. And so what feels urgent for me right now and important is community, connecting with each other. I've always wanted New World Normal to be a digital touchstone, if you will, a place to connect with others across the country, across the world, a place where we can share our stories and our lived experience in very casual gatherings. We're still going to do that in the New World Normal community. So get involved there if you want. There are free ways to be involved all the time. And the other thing that feels really urgent and important is that we've been caught in this cycle of outrage. Like we're really easily able to identify the things that we don't want in the world. Every new announcement, every new policy, every "you've got to be kidding me" headline we see. And look, I'm not saying resisting those harmful policies isn't absolutely necessary. It is. We need to continue to do that. But while we're doing that, we also need to spend time focused on what it is we do want, imagining that so that we can start creating the shifts in our own life that are leading us closer to that reality. So that's what I want the heartbeat of this new season to be. We're going to keep questioning norms, of course, but we're also going to talk about the world we're trying to build, the one we're creating in our homes, in our communities, and what's rippling out into the world around us. We're going to have those online events so we can grow and learn together and stay connected, all with intention and a values focused. Because every choice we make, every small decision, every moment of clarity is either strengthening that future we want, bringing us closer to it, or it's pulling us away from it. So this season will be a mix of solo episodes and conversations with guests who have powerful stories and messages to share. Each episode will be hopefully centered around a specific theme. You know, I'm really good with tangents and sidebars. Something either I or the guest feels called to explore. And we will be looking at all of this through a lens of norms, alignment, values, possibility, and the kind of world we are collectively creating. My hope is that when you finish this episode and every episode, you feel more hopeful, more connected to yourself and those around you, and inspired to take some small, meaningful action. So I'm back. I'm not pretending everything's fine. I'm not hustling. I'm just here authentically, honestly, likely a little awkwardly, and ready to explore what a truly aligned life looks like in these crazy times. I'm so glad you're here with me. Thank you so much for being here and for listening to the New World Normal podcast. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you enjoyed what you heard today. And if you did, feel free to head over to Apple or Spotify and leave us a review. It's a very easy way to help us get the word out about the show. And if there is anyone in your life who might benefit from hearing the information that we shared today, please send them this episode. Let's get the word out that normal isn't always better. A lot of times it's what's keeping us overwhelmed and underfulfilled. Let's keep questioning it together. Thanks again.